Because he should batter this guy, and he will batter this guy, and put this rubbish to bed.
Ridiculous, and you see these scuffles and all this nonsense at press conferences, and that is where it goes wrong.
The boxing world was set ablaze the moment Shakur Stevenson lunged at Teofimo Lopez immediately after their press conference, igniting chaos that rippled far beyond the stage. What should have been a controlled build-up to a massive fight instantly transformed into one of the most polarizing moments in recent boxing memory. Cameras caught everything, security scrambled, and within minutes the narrative shifted from technical matchups and legacy talk to raw emotion, controversy, and outrage. It wasn't just a scuffle, it was a statement, one that divided fans, fighters, promoters, and pundits across the sport.
Sooner rather than later, you know, when you step out of your lane, it's dangerous because it's called car crash, and this has got car crash written all over.
Former world champion Duke McKenzie wasted no time weighing in, delivering one of the harshest critiques of Stevenson yet. McKenzie labeled the incident madness, calling Stevenson's behavior reckless, desperate, and unnecessary. In his view, the outburst didn't show toughness or intimidation. It revealed a fighter losing control under pressure.
Hey, that's my mother. Where my mother at? No! Somebody take my mother. Come here. No! Don't touch me. Hey, find his mom. Find his mom. Find his mother now. Is she okay?
McKenzie argued that champions win battles with composure, not impulse, and warned that such actions can stain reputations faster than losses in the ring. To him, Stevenson crossed more than a line. He embarrassed himself on a global stage. The images were striking. Moments after the press conference concluded, Stevenson lunged forward, triggering instant mayhem.
Breaks your buttons when someone shoves you like that, when someone starts talking about your mum. No man, look, I'm a complete pussy, right? If you start talking about my mum and all this other stuff, I'm gonna have a pop at you. I can't fight, but I don't care, I'll have a right go. And you're talking about the world heavyweight champion. If you start talking to him like that, if you shove him like that, he's gonna react.
Yet not everyone condemned Stevenson outright. Eddie Hearn quickly stepped in with a measured defense, revealing a crucial detail that shifted the conversation. According to Hearn, Lopez crossed a deeply personal line by making comments about Stevenson's mother. That revelation reframed the incident for many observers. Hearn emphasized that while
Not a gang fight, you know, it's the only two who'll be fighting are the boxers, and save it for the night. They don't get paid to fight before the fight. Stupid.
Violence at press conferences is never ideal. Emotions are human. And when family is involved, restraint becomes far more difficult. In Hearn's eyes, Stevenson's reaction wasn't calculated chaos. It was raw, instinctive anger. Fans immediately split into opposing camps. One side saw a fighter defending his family's honor, arguing that respect still matters in boxing.
Face off? Of course not. Yes, it's over the line. You shouldn't be doing it. They shouldn't be putting hands on each other. But it is the fight game, and we've seen far worse. We've seen guys get in fights. We've seen people throw dollies in this game, in the combat sport.
The other side viewed Stevenson's actions as reckless and unprofessional, regardless of provocation. The debate intensified with every new interview, reaction clip, and social media post. What once looked like a clear misstep became a layered, emotional controversy. Promoter Frank Warren, however,
Eggate, as you like to call it, I thought it was a stroke of genius, personally. I don't see there's any harm in it. You know, this is the entertainment business that we live in now, and if you're not going to be entertaining...
Showed little sympathy. He firmly condemned the chaos, stressing that boxing already fights an uphill battle for credibility and public trust. For Warren, press conferences exist to sell fights through words, not physical confrontation. Fighters are meant to clash in the ring, not on stages surrounded by microphones and cameras. He warned that such
to make the way how he's done it, you know, on the morning of a fight, it's just wrong. It's dangerous, and the board are now in a situation where they think shit. So I don't.
Incidents risk fines, suspensions, and damage negotiations, turning hype into liability. Analysts from the Wade concept offered a more nuanced take, acknowledging that while Stevenson crossed a line, boxing has never been a sterile sport. Tempers flare, egos collide, and confrontations are part of the game's DNA. From chair-throwing incidents to full-scale brawls,
because that's a little bit naughty. Because I know it's all, fun and games at press conferences, but when you lay your hands on another man's face, whether there's an egg in it or not, you've laid your hands on his face, and that takes it.
Sports history is littered with chaos. Yet even by those standards, Stevenson's timing shocked observers. This wasn't a weigh-in shove or post-fight confrontation. It was sudden, unscripted, and explosive. Ironically, Duke McKenzie later flipped the script, calling the moment a stroke of genius from an entertainment standpoint.
In his face. I mean, how many times have we seen boxers do things that they shouldn't do? We saw Derek Chisora spit on Vitaly Klitschko.
We didn't need that.
I'm not offended by it.
While he criticized the behavior itself, McKenzie admitted that the incident did exactly what modern boxing demands. It grabbed attention. In today's fight business, moments that dominate headlines can generate massive interest. Love it or hate it, Stevenson's outburst ensured the world couldn't stop talking about the fight. Johnny Nelson, however, was far less forgiving. He slammed the timing of the incident, calling it completely wrong and borderline amateurish. Nelson stressed that pulling a stunt so close to fight night puts commissions, boards, and promoters into panic mode. Medical clearances, licenses, and safety protocols suddenly become uncertain.
This is big for the casual fans. Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens next.
For Nelson, the spectacle wasn't entertaining. It was cringeworthy and irresponsible. Trainer Dave Coldwell highlighted how dramatically the incident altered the fight's narrative. Press conferences are meant to build intrigue, but physical aggression shifts everything. Suddenly, the focus isn't on tactics, training, or legacy, it's on discipline and control. Coldwell argued that Stevenson escalated the tension beyond promotion, turning a professional rivalry into something dangerously personal. Broadcaster Simon Jordan contextualized the moment within boxing's long, volatile history. From spitting incidents to on-stage altercations, the sport has always...
I'm not going to lie, when it happens, I laughed my head off. I absolutely laughed my head off.
I did too.
I thought it was quite poetic. I thought what happened was...
thrived on unpredictability. Jordan framed Stevenson's attack as another chapter in boxing's chaotic tradition, where emotions boil over and spectacle becomes inseparable from competition. Fans, he noted, are simultaneously outraged and captivated, and that contradiction fuels boxing's enduring appeal. Adam Smith echoed that sentiment, calling the moment reckless but undeniably powerful. Boxing, he argued, is raw by nature. Scripts dissolve the moment fighters face each other, and emotions often override prep.
Everybody's weight situation and weight making situation is unique to them. There's weight classes for a reason. I know some people are going to two extreme lengths. I don't know, I can't comment on it. I wish him to be safe and well, like I wish every fighter, but that's their business.
And just lastly, have you got a message?
Desperation. Smith didn't condone Stevenson's actions, but acknowledged their impact. The incident amplified global interest, adding layers of tension that no marketing team could manufacture. Paul Smith took a lighter approach, admitting he couldn't help but laugh at the chaos. To him, the moment felt theatrical rather than dangerous, a dramatic scene playing out under bright lights. He viewed it as poetic, absurd, and oddly fitting for a sport built on confrontation. His reaction highlighted how fans interpret moments differently, depending on perspective. Amid the noise, Jack Catterall offered a grounded reminder of what lies beneath the spectacle. While headlines focus on brawls and insults, fighters endure grueling weight cuts, brutal training.
It's going to happen because it's different on that day than any other day. It just sort of scripts go out.
Training camps and immense psychological pressure. Catterall emphasized that what fans see is only the surface. Beneath it all are athletes pushing their bodies and minds to extremes in pursuit of greatness. Adam Smith reinforced that fight week is inherently unpredictable. No matter how carefully events are planned, emotions can erupt without warning. Stevenson's outburst exemplified that volatility, showing how adrenaline, ego, and tension collide under the spotlight. One moment can redefine an entire event. Eddie Hearn returned to the psychological dimension, explaining how close proximity and verbal provocation can trigger explosive reactions. Face-offs aren't just visual, they're mental battles. Stevenson's aggression.
When you're getting poked like that in a face-to-face, after a while the temper goes, and it's good. I think it's going to be that kind of fight.
Hearn argued, may well carry into the ring, shaping how the fight unfolds. This isn't just about skill anymore, it's about emotional control. Hearn also elevated the stakes by placing the fight in historical context. At just 28, Stevenson is chasing rare four-division glory, stepping into territory occupied by legends like Roy Jones Jr., Pernell Whitaker, Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, and Juan Manuel Marquez. Moments like these, Hearn suggested, are part of legacy building. Greatness often emerges from chaos. As January 31st approaches, the Stevenson-Lopez saga has shaken boxing to its core. From the explosive press conference to the polarized reactions, every moment has
I don't mind fighters pushing and shoving. Probably shouldn't be slapping each other at the face-off. Security did a pretty good job of corralling it while they could, but I thought it was just an open...
Intensified anticipation. Fans are debating, analysts are dissecting, and the energy surrounding the fight is electric. This is no longer just a matchup. It's a collision of ambition, emotion, and legacy. January 31st isn't simply a date on the calendar. It's a moment that could define careers and echo through boxing history for years to come.